Alright. Yes, we are, Blizzard Star. Who's my favorite? I think I'm a big fan of Shu. I love Shu's utility. Well, anyway, you're just in time, Blizzard Star. I've had this running for about 20 minutes now. I really should have started by now. But you watch more of me, you'll find I have a bad habit of being late to things. At least when it comes to streaming. I do make an effort to be on time to work. Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome back to Arknights. Not sure if there's a whole lot to say today. I only just streamed a little of this yesterday. Time to stream a little more. I sadly don't have much time tonight. Started too late. Par for the course for me again. Oh yeah, I forgot to do this. Oh, we have an MO mission, huh? Whoop. Okay. How you doing, Blizzard Star, by the way, and what brought you to me? How'd you find me? I'm curious. Also, hello, Zelda Sheik. I see you lurking over there. Gosh, this place looks peaceful. Are these some kind of burners, or do they just happen to be orange? I have to wonder. Some dough gets firmer the more you beat them. Them? Ah, here's the squad I was meaning to use in the last mission. Hopped in from the brigade while checking my channel notifications, so Arknights never seen someone stream it before. Really? There's a few Arknights streamers out there that stream it fairly frequently. There's actually one I follow that I need to catch up on his videos. He was new back when he was new to Arknights back when I started watching him. Excuse me, my voice cracked, what the heck? And, it's been a while since I watched him. I need to get back into that. But, yeah. You've come to the right place for Arknights content, I suppose. I don't stream everything, but I do try to. Doberman and Neural and Praminix, they're all pretty good. I'll admit, I'm a sucker for 6 stars. I'm a sucker for the power units. I love this guy's design as well. Ling is an old favorite. Neural is voiced by Lizel's VA. Oh, Lizel from Baldur's Gate? Well, heck yeah. I had no idea. That's cool. If I ever stream Baldur's Gate, I'll have to point that one out, I suppose. I'm also I don't know if you know, I like blue and gold, so I do enjoy getting some use out of Ling every now and then. She was an old favorite. I used to main Ling a ton back when she was one of the only decent 6 stars I had. I actually got Ling when I was still kind of new to the game, and I didn't know how good she was as a character. Somebody convinced me, though, so I leveled her up and tried her out, and glad I did. She took me far. Another favorite is Texas the Omertosa. Love this skin, looks great, works great. Texas is awesome. Of course, I do want to give special mention to Phantom, our favorite assassin boy. Dude's got class. I only wish he was slightly more useful, but he's still pretty useful. I prefer him over Project Red if I can go for it. Alright, let's get into this before it gets too much later. Oh, by the way, Blizzard, I have every single character in the game. I was going to mention that earlier as well, about what potentially makes me a good Arknights streamer, is that I've got everybody! Playing with favorites instead of leveling up everyone equally. Right. I like to go full power teams. I keep going into things and then backing out to show you stuff. Top squad. Bam. This is one of my best squads right here. Though I may switch things up now that we've got Chef Kid here. I keep calling him a kid. He's like a kid. But isn't he like 200 years old or something? Let me tell you. Chef Boy and Lapland the Decadenza here. Incredible combination. Because Lapland's wolves will go right through his flames and just start burning everything. I'll tell you what, I started playing this game after the first Rainbow Six event, which made me super mad because I love collecting things and I hate when there's something in a collection that I will never be able to get. I was so crazy happy when they brought back Rainbow Six. I streamed the crap out of that one too. But yeah, I have all the Rainbow Six characters too. I have everybody. Okay, no more delays. Let's hop into this. Let's see, do I want to keep using this team? I'm gonna say yes, but I'll take out Virtuosa. And pop in Lapland.
Where stand the wilds? Where stand the sea?
As something of a trump card. Oh, you came to the library too. What a coincidence. I wish we could actually see these people, because I can't remember who you is by name alone. Hello, you. Are you here to look up some case files? Just grabbing some books to put under my pillow. I haven't been sleeping well lately. Maybe some reading will help. How I envy the life of a student. Their brains are filled with books, not worries. Surely you're joking. I'm not joking at all. Investigating these sordid cases for the Judicial Review Office every day is bound to make one feel sick. I've seen a little bit of the anime a while back. I don't watch a lot of shows these days. Have you seen the abridged version of the anime? Oh my word, the first episode of that is a riot. They say the Baijiao Academy Library is the cleanest and purest place in the world, where only wise men and sages dwell. So I'll sit here for a while and purify my soul. Did you used to study here at the Academy too, Gu Huan? That was many years ago. I still haven't achieved anything yet academically since I graduated from here. I feel unworthy of the Academy's prestige. But I was fortunate to meet a great teacher here, and that experience will benefit me for the rest of my life. Who is this teacher you speak of? Oh, you have to go already? Darn. Well, have a good night, Blizzard Star. Glad to have you. Hope to see more of you. I also am in the middle of streaming a bunch of Metroid stuff, and that happens on Saturdays. So if you like watching Metroid playthroughs, come join me on Saturday evenings. Let's see, who is this teacher you speak of? No longer with us. Then why did you come here today? To borrow books? I'm here to look up some case files. The Ministry of Rights is preparing for a grand celebration, and we need to refer to some old rituals. Huh. I'm a deputy minister for the Judicial Review Office. Do you take me for blind or merely illiterate? That thing you have in your hand is clearly the case file from 15 years ago, when the Grand Preceptor committed treason. You know that file is top secret, right? You really have some gall. I have nothing to hide. I am indeed looking for materials related to that old case. I think there may be more to it than we realize. If you think I'm doing anything illegal, then by all means have me arrested. What are you blabbering about? Did I say I was going to arrest you? I was only saying that it's quite a coincidence, because I'm also very interested in that case. Interesting. I learned a lot from our debate today. However, I still maintain my own views about new reforms. I'll have to do more research on this. Interesting outfit. I love it. It's fine. This campus is plenty large enough to accommodate a wealth of different ideas. If my arguments have not convinced you, then you should not force yourself to agree with me just because I'm a teacher. The students of this academy must focus on real-world issues, instead of getting lost in theoretical or ideological musings. Doji. A clock hangs on the top of the ancient building, the minute hand ticking as the shadow of sunlight moves slowly. The bell rings, and soon students start pouring out of their classrooms. A lone figure moves against the tide. The guards fail to notice the unfamiliar face amidst the crowd. Good day. Do you need some help? Hello. How do I get to the archives where the students' files are stored? You mean the registrar? What do you want with those files? I'm a new assistant lecturer. The professor wants me to organize the graduates' files. That's odd. Which professor? Professor Jing. She teaches military theory at the college affiliated to the Ministry of War. She's teaching classes all day today, so she asked me to do this errand for her. Oh! What's wrong? Go straight down here, past the main building, turn right, and you'll see the Bingshan building. That's it. You'd better get going. Trust me, you don't want to keep her waiting. Doshi. Look at this little kitchen. Is it weird that this kitchen reminds me of IKEA? But like, an actually properly installed IKEA room that's been used for a while? Is that stupid? The first rule of any restaurant is that once you enter the kitchen, the chef's words are law. If you want to win the contest and meet Mobufu, you must follow my instructions to the letter. Do you understand? Didn't we agree to split the prize money 70-30? Why are you acting like I owe you a favor? Okay, enough of that. Didn't you say you wanted to learn a few new recipes anyway? Have you changed your mind? No, I want to do this, but I'm no Rhodes Island 5-star chef. This competition sounds too difficult for an amateur like me. Why don't you go instead? I am the head chef of Savors at Hughes. Participating in this kind of competition would be sullying my good name. I'm giving you an opportunity here. As my apprentice, you can go show your skills and wipe that arrogant smirk off Mobufu's face. Wouldn't Xingshu be a better choice? She's a foodie, you know. I'm afraid that as the wandering foodie, I'm too well known. It would be inappropriate for me to participate in a food competition. Enough chit-chat. First things first. To get you ready for this competition, let me tell you a little about Ding Feng Lao. I've been hearing about this place since I first set foot in Baijiao. What's so special about it? Remember I told you about the 4 great restaurants of Baijiao, corresponding to the 4 main branches of Yanni's cuisine, that is, north, south, east, and west? About 400 years ago, several chefs arrived in Baijiao. They each set up their own restaurants and culinary sects. This marked the founding of the 4 main branches of Yanni's cuisine. It was the first head chef of Dingfang Lao who promoted the founding in the first place. Pardon me, I have to wonder what she's holding here. What is this big long scroll thing she's holding that kind of looks like it's folding out of the back cover of her book? The legendary chef's name has been lost to history. He was the founder of Northern cuisine, but was also proficient in the other 3 styles. The other 3 chefs were only invited to Baijiao after they lost to the Northern chef in a cooking competition. With such a storied history, Dingfang Lao outshined the other 3 restaurants and became known as the #1 restaurant in Baijiao. Who's teaching this class, you or me? Oh, my apologies. Of course, what she said is pretty much accurate. The only thing I'll add is that eventually the 4 great restaurants of Baijiao started fighting with each other for fame and glory. These squabbles continue to this day, and they're really quite annoying. I thought Baijiao was a place where all these great chefs could learn from each other. If I had known there was going to be all this infighting, I would not have gone. Not have gone where? In any case, what you need to know is that as the most famous restaurant in Baijiao, Dingfang Lao, and its chef selection competition has extremely high standards. Dingfang Lao has not taken on any new disciples in many years. The only reason they're hosting this competition now is because they suddenly got short-handed right when they needed to start preparing for the Feast of 100 Delicacies. But I've also heard that Chef Mo is advancing in age and still hasn't found an apprentice to take over the business. The format of the competition is different each time, but there is one requirement that stays constant. Each chef has to showcase their best dish. Wait a second. If the competition is really that difficult, how can I ever hope to win? Logic would dictate that an amateur chef with absolutely no culinary experience would have little hope of winning. However, you have me in your corner. I can teach you a recipe that is easy to cook and is perfect for the occasion. Longevity noodles. Longevity noodles? Why would they serve longevity noodles at the Feast of 100 Delicacies? The reigning Shulong's birthday just happens to coincide with the Mid-Autumn Festival, so every year they serve longevity noodles at the feast. But it's such a simple dish. Is it really appropriate for a major competition like this? Who told you that simple dishes can't show great skills? Just watch and learn. Is that just the world's largest fanny pack that he's wearing in front of himself? Oh, what a bowl. I love the little steam rising from it. Oh my god, just going all the way to the ceiling. What's that smell? That smells wonderful. What is it? What do you think? It's like magic. You really only use the ingredients you showed us before? Nothing else? Fresh shell beast. Is he Jingshu or she? Okay, it's her. Fresh shell beast meat, mushrooms, scallions, bok choy. It's crazy they still just call him Young Chef when he's a main character here. It's a simple recipe with basic ingredients, but the result is truly amazing. Sometimes the true skill of a chef hides in unseen places. There's more to this bowl of noodles than meets the eye. Another chef can use these exact same ingredients, but if the ratios, the heat, or the cooking time vary just a little bit, it'll taste completely different. Do you know how long I spent perfecting this recipe? Don't just stand there, dig in! Wow. I take back any criticism I had of your food. I hate that streaming at night makes me yawn so much. I'm really sorry about that, folks. You just inhaled it. Did you even taste the flavor? If Blaze can actually replicate that taste, maybe she really can meet Chef Mo. But are you really up to the task, Blaze? Figuring out the secret to this recipe would be difficult indeed, but simply following its steps should not be too much trouble. Have you ever cooked anything before? Of course! Ah, that's good then. Now I'll give you the recipe and explain every step for you. Follow them exactly and you'll be fine. Great! I'll study hard. I won't disappoint you. Didn't you say you knew how to cook? Oh no. Is this the chef and Blaze? The instant noodles are already pre-made. How should I know how to knead flour into dough? You really are a hopeless case. You haven't really even taught me anything yet. How can I teach you anything? You managed to break 3 bowls just while kneading the dough. I can't risk you breaking anything else here. Hi-yo, hi-yo. Wait, Zhang? Who was that again? Be careful, these bowls are expensive. We can't afford to buy new ones. Search Gukon. Yo, check out this library. This place looks crazy. Filter returned from Victoria. No results. Why are there no records at all? Search Gukon. Filter enrolled in 1076. No results. Search Gukon. Filter Ministry of Rights. No results. What is going on? Gu Quan, an ethnic Yanese born and raised in Victoria, returned to Yan in 1074. In 1076, he was admitted to Baizhou Academy. After completing his studies, he joined the Ministry of Rights. These are the only records left for the deceased in that case. They should have files for all mandarins who graduated from the Imperial Academy and went to work in the 6 ministries of the court. But why can't I find him in the system? Gu Quan, what did you... Professor, I was just trying to confirm that with you. I didn't mean to ask you to come here in person. She said she's a new assistant professor? Why haven't I ever heard of her before? The person who came here seemed to know you very well, so I didn't... How many times have I told you? The Academy's personnel files are confidential. Keep that in mind. Forget it. I'll go handle this myself. Oh no. The room is empty and the documents on the desk are still where they were, without any signs of having been moved. Qingyan, you're a bit too old to be playing hide-and-seek, aren't you? Jing! Has the Judicial Review Office come to our school to apprehend some culprit? The office is investigating a case, so I've come here to collect a few old case files. Please, Jing, Professor Jing, please cooperate. Why is she blushing? Alright then, if you're here on official business, show me your official documentation. I rushed so quickly to get here that I left it back in my office. Really? Well then I'll just place a call into the head of the office. Wait a moment. Professor, are you okay? Should I call security? No, I forgot that I asked some other professor here to collect some materials for me. I'm sorry for wasting your time. It's not a problem. Goodbye, Professor. Alright, now it's just the two of us. Yeah. Qingyan. I've always thought that you were a well-mannered and trustworthy girl. Every time I mentioned you to Lei, I told him to follow your example. And look at you now. What are you doing here? A deputy minister from the Judicial Review Office sneaking around like this? I'm conducting an investigation. What kind of case requires this secrecy? What kind of case can't go through the normal process? A cold case. The deceased was once a student at the Baijiao Academy, but I just searched the personnel files and found no record of him. The Academy has a record of every student. This person you speak of, how do you know they once studied here? I saw it in the files of the Judicial Review Office. The Judicial Review Office collects its files directly from the Ministry of Rights. However, the Ministry's files do not match up with the Academy's. Someone made a mistake somewhere. Is there a chance that someone altered the Academy's files? How could that possibly have happened? The Academy is one of the Yanni's government's most important talent pipelines. Once a student's information is entered into the system, it is archived under strict supervision. No one has the authority to modify this data. Unless... Unless what? No. That's impossible. Enough of this nonsense. You'd better leave now. It's almost mealtime. Pretty soon, lots of students will be crowding these halls. If anyone else sees you here. Also, please don't go doing something like this again. Mealtime. I'm getting flashbacks to, Well, if it's not in our records, it doesn't exist. Any of y'all ever seen the Star Wars prequels? We need to go back to Baijiao to investigate. Why are you looking at all these travel guides? These places. I've seen them in my dad's letters. Humble Garden, Virtue Bookstore. Oh, and when he was studying here, there was a Shangshu diner near the main entrance. He said they have the best twice-cooked pork in town. Now that I'm visiting Baijiao, I want to visit all the places he mentioned to me. Say, is there a restaurant near campus called the Shangshu Diner? Huh? You want Shangshu food? The place you're talking about closed more than 30 years ago. How would you possibly know about it? More than 30 years ago? Are you sure? Yes, it closed in 1065 when I was in school. How could I forget? Lots of students used to go eat there, because it was near campus and served tasty, affordable food. But then, in 1065, blah, 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 there was a terrible catastrophe in Shangshu, and the restaurant owner had to return home to deal with the aftermath. The students even made donations to help with the rescue effort. A man who was born and raised in Victoria and did not come to Yan until 1074. How could he know about the place? Unless he had visited Yan before, or maybe he wasn't born and raised in Victoria after all. Maybe he was a native Yanese. What are you mumbling about? If Gu Quan's Ministry of Rights records were modified, but he was indeed a student at the Academy, well then, there would definitely be something worth digging up in the Academy's files. What year was Blaze born? If we work back from there, does this system have the records of students enrolled between 1052 and 1062? You... Help me just this once. It's extremely important. Thousands of students graduate each year. You want to look through 10 years of records at once? Do you know how long that will take? The person in question worked for the Ministry of Rights. He probably studied at an affiliated college. That may help narrow the search a bit. If the person you are looking for was not a high-ranking Mandarin, you may want to start looking at files after 1055. That year, the Academy was restructured. It became a true public education institution instead of just serving as a talent pipeline for the government. The enrollment figures shot up. I see. Dossier. Go. You only have 2 hours. Found you. Gu Sheng. Male, born in Langyi, 1037. Accepted into Baijiao Academy in 1055. He was assigned to the Education Department administered by the Ministry of Rights, and was among the first batch of students to enroll after the school was restructured. Top marks in all subjects. Wait, He didn't graduate? This file was last updated in 1062? This is a missing persons file? Gu Shang, along with his wife and daughter, disappeared in 1062. Accordingly, this file has been sealed. So he was already a family man when he was in Baitao, and all three of them disappeared. 1062. Is there something special about 1062? Blaze, I need to confirm something. You were born in 1062 in Victoria, right? Well, Archeonyx there might be the most original and believable spammer name I've ever seen. Excuse me. I wonder if there's a way that I can set rules for my streams, such as don't spam. Yes, from as far back as I can remember, I lived in Victoria. I asked you where you were born. How am I supposed to remember that? Gu Quan, Gu Shang. King Yan, your time is almost up. You should get going. What did he say? No good. The dough still won't do. Let's try again. But that's already my 20th batch! Don't worry. You have been practicing all day and you're starting to iron out the issues with your technique. Success is not far away. I'm really sorry. You don't need to stay here with me through all this. It's not a problem. You've been helping me so much, I guess you must also be interested in the outcome of all this, huh? Alright, just wait here a minute. This time I'm sure I'll do it, and I'll whip you up a big nice bowl of noodles for dinner. Did you have something else you wanted to say to me just now? What? Never mind. To be fair, the recipe the young chef gave you was indeed simple enough. He probably didn't expect that your biggest difficulty would be kneading the dough. Look at you defending him! I'm sorry. I'm doing all I can do. It's hard. When I work, my body temperature rises and the dough starts to dry out in just a few seconds. Oh yeah, that would do it. I add more water to the flour, and then more flour to the water, and then more flour and water. The dough that was originally the size of my fist is now almost as big as my head. The situation with your rising body temperature is certainly unique. Anyway, you need to think positively. So long as you learn to knead the dough, making the longevity noodles will be no problem at all. Speaking of which, for someone who has never cooked before, you certainly have some impressive knife skills. Well, back at Rose Island, elite operators like me perform surgery on ourselves in emergency situations. I guess there's not much difference between using a scalpel and a kitchen knife, assuming you're not using it like the young chef does when he chops vegetables. Performing surgery on anyone terrifies me. Performing surgery on myself, though? No! Oh, I don't think I could handle that. Certainly not unless I knew for sure what I was doing, which, how do you? I can even use the skills I learned from stitching my own wounds to mend my own clothes. I wouldn't have thought your job would be this dangerous. Not a big deal if you have the time to practice. The more I think about it, the angrier I get. Can't you just have more patience with me? Hey, look, I think you're getting the hang of it. The amount of force is just right. Keep it up. I haven't even had any dinner yet! Hold on to that anger. Fold the dough over and continue kneading. Right, you can get even angrier if you want. No, I can't get any angrier. Boy, the noodles he makes sure are delicious. I'm spent. Why is cooking even more exhausting than combat training? I understand this is really hard for you. I don't want to deal with that pipsqueak anymore. Can I be your apprentice instead? You're a gourmand. You must know how to cook, right? Spare me the compliments. I am nothing close to him when it comes to cooking. And you know, it's funny that I've never actually eaten longevity noodles before. They are just noodles, right? You've tried so many different restaurants. How could you have never eaten longevity noodles before? I've been to many restaurants that serve longevity noodles, but it only makes sense to eat them on your birthday. I celebrate every birthday at home. They don't allow me to go out on my birthday. Okay, but even if you celebrate your birthdays at home, your mom or dad never made you a bowl of longevity noodles? Actually, I've never met my parents. Oh, I'm sorry. Although I have never seen my parents, I still have other family members. Every year on my birthday, my family holds a big banquet for me. At banquets like that, I don't think they care much about longevity noodles. However, I've always been a little afraid of birthdays. Isn't it nice that other people remember your birthday? I can't really explain it. I always feel that every time I have a birthday party, I will be surrounded by a lot of people who want me to laugh and also to cry. But it doesn't seem to matter whether I'm there or not. Enough talk about me. You're from Victoria. Do they eat longevity noodles there? I grew up in Victoria, but my parents are both Yanese, at least by blood. When I was little, every year, on my birthday, my mom would make me a bowl of longevity noodles. The taste was nothing special, it was just regular old home cooking. After I left home and could no longer eat my mom's home cooking, I even forgot what it was like to celebrate a birthday. That is, until that night. The seasoning packet, the vegetable packet, and I'll add 2 sausages. Why are the lights off in the cafeteria? Hey, what are you guys doing here? You scared me. Shh, keep your voice down. I love that Scout, supposedly the best sniper in Rhodes Island for a time, has what appears to be an air-powered Mosin Nagant rifle. If that's even a Mosin, I don't know. Looks old. And it looks air pumped. Or CO2 pumped. It's late. What are you doing in the cafeteria at this hour? Ace, why do you look all serious? There's not another urgent mission, is there? What are you holding there? Instant noodles? I stayed too long at the training ground this afternoon and didn't have enough for dinner. What? Now that I'm an elite operator, I can't eat instant noodles anymore? The captain isn't scolding you for eating junk food. He's saying, today is your birthday and you're eating instant noodles? My birthday? But didn't Dr. Coutsett say... That's why I told you to lower your voice. So long as we don't make too much noise, even if she hears us, she'll pretend not to hear, yes? I even suspect that she deliberately arranged for our fieldwork breaks to overlap, just so we could throw you a birthday party. Think of it as her way of giving you a birthday blessing, even if it's hard to imagine. Blaze, you are one of us, a part of Rhodes Island. You are not alone. Was Blaze once part of Ace's team? This is the first I'm hearing of that. Oh, yawns. Thank you all so much. Alright, it's already midnight. Happy birthday, Blaze. Happy birthday, Big Cat. Hey, that's Daniel Avidan's, or Dan Avidan's nickname for Aaron. Happy birthday. Happy birthday! Also, Amiya isn't on the ship right now, but she asked me to pass on the birthday wishes. She hopes you stay happy and healthy. Aw, Bunny. So, are you planning to come blow out the candles and cut the cake, or are you going back to your instant noodles? was the first time so many people celebrated my birthday with me. That bowl of instant noodles became my longevity noodles. Everyone knew how much I wanted to have a birthday party, but that day, not a single person actually came out and said, "I knew you wanted this." They acted like it was just another one of my many, many birthdays. I liked the nothing special feeling of it. Now you're making me jealous. Oh, right! You said you've never had longevity noodles. Well, let me whip up some for you. But you haven't even learned how to knead the dough yet. I don't know how to knead noodles, but I do know how to cook ready-made noodles. I'll go ask Jean for some dried noodles that I can simply boil. Excuse me, that I can simply boil. Wait, handmade noodles. Ready-made noodles. Maybe it really will work after all. I'm starting to wonder if having moved into this new place, where the temperatures are warmer by a few degrees than what I'm used to, makes me wonder if I'm starting to get acne, because
Any questions?
I am crazy itchy today, and there's tiny spots popping up here and there. It's getting kind of annoying. Alright, she's an agent. Let's do this.
I never expected to encounter so many people on this trip.
What a mess. But the view's perfect.
That's a terrible spot, but whatever.
I'll go gather some. Excuse me. Can we hurry this up? I really don't want my meal getting cold.
So long as you're here, have some hot soup before you go.
This here is a good spot. You can see me.
Alright, still feel like yapping?
Let's put her back here.
Got the situation down crystal clear.
Forgive me. I woke up on the wrong side of the sleeping bag.
Hmm.
No need to cover up.
That's my boiling blood turning the horizon red.
Don't boil into a hot one. I knew who you were right away.
I didn't even notice it puts the line on the line between unit spaces. So anyone next to him is also going to get the fire damage. Has this music always sounded like this, or is this a new song? Because I don't remember those voices chanting. Unless this mission just ran on longer than the last couple, which wouldn't surprise me. I need to go get water. I forgot to get water. I'll be right back. I'm back. I didn't realize the game didn't have music playing for this bit. I'm sorry about that, folks. Alright, to continue. Early the next morning, the restaurant is still quiet, save for a few foul beasts jumping back and forth on the fallen leaves outside the door. The heck was that noise? Okay, so that wasn't me bumping my microphone that did that. The night watchman at the Judicial Review office lets out a loud yawn. The foul beasts take off in all directions. Oh, that's probably what that was. Would you believe me if I said this made me actually yawn? I had a nightmare last night that a beck beast ate all the flour in my kitchen. How terrifying. Morning! Have some noodles. You figured out how to make them? Look at the bags under your eyes. Were you practicing all night? No, only about half the night. Hey, Xingzhu still hasn't woken up yet. Enough talking for now. Try the noodles. Huh? You gave up learning how to knead the dough and boiled some ready-made noodles instead? These are no ordinary ready-made noodles. Xingzhu and I looked through all the ready-made noodles on the market and picked the ones we feel have a texture closest to your handmade ones. Of course, they don't have quite the same mouthfeel as handmade noodles, so Xingzhu adjusted your soup-based recipe to ensure they taste similar to the longevity noodles you make from scratch. This is blasphemy! You're using ready-made noodles and you tampered with my recipe? My word! Don't jump to any conclusions yet. Please, have a taste. The young chef picks up his chopsticks and, with a giant frown on his face, pulls out some of the noodles. He carefully takes a sniff, then finally takes a taste. Well? Say something! Why did you two think this would work? Xingzhu was starving after all my failed attempts. I figured at that point I was better off just making noodles I knew how to make, so at least she'd have something to eat. Then I started thinking the most important element of longevity noodles isn't the taste. Instead, it's making sure the person who eats them feels the birthday blessing. Some people just aren't skilled enough to make noodles like you do. However, I can still use ready-made noodles to bring birthday blessings to myself or my family. That's the real meaning of longevity noodles anyway. See how yellow and shiny these noodles are? They look more lively than yours, right? Of course, yes, I am taking shortcuts with this dish. You mentioned birthday blessings. Do you think people can taste that in your noodles? I think so. Last night, after I finally made a proper bowl of noodles for the first time, I shared them with Xingzhu. We felt so happy when eating it. I even caught Xingzhu wiping away tears. Swapping out the noodles, then adjusting the oil and salt ratios accordingly. Quite some innovation there. Xingzhu sure has a sharp palate. But the ready-made noodles need to be rinsed with cold water after cooking. You rinsed them, but you didn't drain all the cold water out. The cold water lowered the temperature of the soup, which also affected the texture of the noodles. If you really want to make good food, you need to be mindful of these little details. Got it! I'll remember that. Wait, then you mean... Enough! I'm only continuing to teach you because I can see you've put in the effort. You still need to learn how to make your own noodles from scratch. You don't really expect to use ready-made noodles in the competition, do you? Great! As your Shifu, I'm glad that you've improved, but we still have to see whether the customers recognize your efforts. Well, what do we do? Later on, if anyone orders noodles, you'll make them. If the customer doesn't like the noodles, then you'll need to keep practicing. I'm on it! Hello! Would you like to try our special longevity noodles? It's not my birthday. Why would I want longevity noodles? It's a new dish we're trying out. We'll give it to you for free. No, I meant if you try it and like it, then maybe you should still pay for it. I mean, I have to settle up with the boss, you know? That's an interesting way to do business. Sure. Give me that bowl of noodles, then. Do you need something else from me? No, I just want to see how you like the noodles. Okay, I'll give them a try. The man picks up one single noodle using his chopsticks, then a piece of bok choy, and some scallions. He tries them one after another. He eats with graceful manners, but somehow, in just a few moments' time, the entire bowl is empty. What do you think? Good. Even excellent. Really? The soup has a rich umami taste, and the ingredients are top-notch. If you had let the soup simmer for another day or so, it might have tasted even better. But I was already so hungry. If I had tried to wait another day for that ultimate perfection, I would have starved. He wants to create the perfect taste, but the customer cannot wait that long. Even if I want to wait for him, there are some things that I just can't wait for any longer. You're saying? Don't worry about it. Just tell your boss what I said, yeah? The man stands up. The patterns on his clothes emit a strange glow. The light distorts and blurs his face, so much so that Blaze cannot make out what he looks like. Hey! You didn't pay! Holy cow, look at this guy. Dude looks awesome. Sup, Legolas? What is this thing? Is this a cigar? Is there a little string of smoke coming off of it? No, that's more like a cable of some kind. Man, how do these artists come up with these character designs? They look so good. Just deduct the funds from my account. Because, you know, they know how to access your account, random guy. Regardless of what you're looking for, after you leave here, do not tell anyone you got this file from the Academy. Do you understand? Yes. What's wrong? Do you have more questions? Do you remember that bloody case back in 1062? This isn't the sort of thing you casually bring up in a conversation. I just happened to think of it. Is the Grand Preceptor you previously mentioned the one who supported the academic reforms which benefited countless poor students? The same Grand Preceptor who murdered the Emperor and plotted treason 40 years ago? I have no way to answer your question. I will never speak about things that I do not know. I have never met that Grand Preceptor in person, but I have read some of her writings on political and social issues. Her extensive knowledge, clearly reflected in her works, has been deeply enriching for me. But people are complicated and cannot be easily categorized. You're saying that you're not completely convinced that the outcome of that case was correct? King Yan, you are never good at hiding what you are thinking. I knew you would. The office's archives will not house muddled cases, no matter how many people they involve. Solving those cases is my duty as Deputy Minister. I shall not dissuade you from doing as you see fit. However, you must learn to protect yourself no matter what happens. Before your parents retreated into seclusion in the mountains, they entrusted me with looking after you. If anything were to happen to you, I would never be able to look them in the eyes again. I'm not a child. Why do I need people to take care of me? Everyone feels that way when they are young. However, as a mother, watching Jorle grow up day by day, I feel a weight growing on my heart. Holy crap, she's Jorle's mother? What else should we parents worry about? Whoops. What else should we parents worry about other than our children's safety? But if your parents learned that I prevented you from fulfilling your duties out of concern for your safety, then they really would blame me. Touché, sister. You call me your sister, but in my eyes you have always been like a child of my son's generation. Speaking of which, Yumen is near Baijiao now. Have you seen General Zhou at all over the past few days? Things are coming to a head. The Ministry of War is holding meetings day and night, and the General must remain on the front lines to oversee things personally. Neither he nor I can abandon our posts. There is truly no way to avoid this conflict? This isn't something I have the authority to decide. As an advisor for the Ministry of War, my job is to do everything in my power to accurately calculate the outcome of the war. Allowing any personal biases to affect my work would be a grave disservice to the people of Yan. You don't compromise in your duties, and neither do I. I hope everything goes smoothly. If the outcome is inevitable, it's best not to worry too much about it. If you are alone for the Mid-Autumn Festival, come to my home for dinner. Gosh dang it, I keep smacking my microphone. I'm sorry about that, folks. I will. Wait, I just thought of something. Didn't you just ask me who has authority to alter the Academy's records? That did happen once, although it was under extremely unusual circumstances. You mean... No, I can't say that the records were ever altered. However, if a record has gone missing entirely, then it must have been transferred to another location. Death Row at the Ministry of Justice. And there's Jolie. I still have to wonder what's up with his hip cage thing. That does not look comfortable to wear, whatever it is. Put his arm down wrong and he'll stab himself. Father is not here? It's been more than 6 months since he was last here. The furnishings in the house have not changed. Only there are many... Oh, is this narration? It's been more than 6 months since he was last here. The furnishings in the house have not changed. Only there are many more symbols symbolizing war on the sand table. A lone city stands in defiance, the two sides gazing at each other from afar. Lord Zhou. A thick, familiar voice rings out from behind. Hey, what's up, big guy? Uncle Taihe. Your injuries? I was finally able to walk since 2 weeks ago, albeit with some difficulty. At least I'm no longer bedridden. Sometimes it jars me just how much this guy will talk. He looks enormous, and I always imagined he would be a, not necessarily soft-spoken, but man of few words sort of guy. But gosh, he is so huge. I really want to see what he can do in combat, if anything. I imagine he's the kind of guy who stomps his foot and frickin' earth rises around him. Jolie stares at Taihei unbelievably, who does not look like the man he remembers. The wind lifts a corner of his cloak, revealing his thin, withered figure under his wide robe. Taihei, once a man so strong and sturdy, is now emaciated. It's as if a mere gust of wind could blow him away. Uncle Taihei. Kung Fu is merely an external tool. I am, after all, still a monitor censor of the Department of Discipline and Supervision, and there will always be opportunities to realize my aspirations. This guy did Kung Fu? With a size like that? How did that go? Show me more about Taihei! If you continue to dwell on this, Lord Zhou, then you're only underestimating my skills. No. Taihei, I know you are no ordinary man. A few injuries aren't enough to stop you. It has been over 6 months since we last met. You look stronger than before. The General will be pleased. More yawning. By the way, Father is... The General has been in constant meetings with the Sui Regulator and the Ministry of War. He's barely had 10 minutes to rest. The situation could change in an instant. Is the court still ready to go to war at all costs? Now, after the incident in Da Wang, the Bistro Sui is no longer under the Sui Regulator's control. There are some minor disagreements between the Cabinet and the 6 ministries, but their overall opinion is clear. 'Overall 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 opinion is clear Eliminate the threat once and for all. But the consequences of this war will be... Uh-oh. Are we gonna lose the Sui siblings? It only just occurred to me that I've called the group the Sui Regulator, and then the siblings the Sui siblings. Despite it being the same Sui. I heard that 1 month ago, other candle holders discovered traces of the convict nearby Zhao. Yes, I heard the same thing. The Imperial Court is on high alert. They've already dispatched several units of Imperial Guards. The Imperial Guards? The convict's unpredictability is currently the gravest threat we face. I have a theory, perhaps. There is still another proxy in Baizhou. This proxy is the quote-unquote youngest and the most unique. According to the Sui Regulator's observations, in the hundreds of years since he left the tomb, he has never used any of his powers. The Sui Regulator does not know how to deal with him. There's only one thing that's a little suspicious. 100 years ago, after Wang escaped from prison, he came to Baizhou and has remained here ever since. Wang used to frequently interact with other proxies, so I'm afraid that during his current return to Baizhou, the lone proxy who stayed here would also be part of his plan. What do you plan to do? I don't know yet, so I'm going to go take a look. And see for myself. Is he going to meet our young chef? Was the guy in the suit from earlier Wang? Phew! Finished! What do you think? I've memorized every step, from washing the vegetables to serving the noodles. I can do this all by myself now. Of course, it's all thanks to Xingzhu for figuring out a genius solution. I just need to dip my hands in ice water for 5 minutes before kneading the dough and it comes out fine. It looks good, and I can taste the craftsmanship in the dish. It'll do, even if it's far from perfect. If anyone could cook as well as me after just a few classes, then all my years of study would be in vain. Hey, I've been working hard for so long, and tomorrow's a big day. Can't you at least say something encouraging? I just don't want you to get a big head. Alright, maybe you're right. A little pep talk might do you good. Otherwise, you'd be too scared to cook the minute you meet Mo Bofu. Remember, there's nothing to be afraid of. Mo Bofu is old. Show him the power of your youth. Okay. Everything's ready. Let's go win one at Ding Feng Lao tomorrow. Ta-da. End of mission.
作戦完了。ラテラーノは間もなく飛行します。
That's weird. I could have sworn I had a different voice for Executor.
La la la, have a seat. Make yourself at home. You can order anything on the menu.
I don't have anything selected for some reason. I wonder if there was an issue with his voice actor. Well, I'll admit I'm a little bit stumped. I'm feeling good. I feel like I might be able to do another mission, but at the same time I'm starting to feel tired, and it is midnight.
You can order anything.
Which tells me that if I do start another mission, I may well end up starting to fall asleep mid-story. And I don't want to do that to everybody. However, I've also been dragging this on for a while, doing one mission a night when I had wanted to do two. I think I'll go ahead and call it here. Tomorrow, probably Pal World, unless my friend can't do it, in which case I will be streaming more Arknights. Friday, it'll depend on when I get home at night, going to a game night. Saturday, more Metroid. Sunday, if I can find the time, I will do more Arknights then as well. But I'm going to call it here for now. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. You may find my YouTube and Discord in my Twitch profile, or if you're watching this on YouTube, you may find my Twitch at the WinterPrince52. Also, YouTubers, please leave comments. I love them. Yeah, I think that's about everything. Thanks again, everyone. I love you all, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Goodbye.